Hello, I'm Joshua Lindsey. Welcome to Joshua T. Lindsey TV. This is episode 10. I would like to talk today about Medicaid and also about a sub-program of Medicaid that I am on and the home health services that I receive. Now, while I appreciate the services that I do receive, there is something that I would like to talk about that is a policy of Medicaid and also a procedure that my agency goes through in the event of inclement weather, especially when the governor declares a state of emergency. First of all, Medicaid told me about 2 or 3 years ago that if I wanted to go to the doctor, that the aide who was with me, be it a CNA or a personal care assistant or a PCA as they are called, would be able to drive me there, but would have to clock out as soon as I went back into the doctor's office. Now, this seems unfair, unwise, and unreasonable for a couple of reasons. First of all, it discourages my CNA or PCA from driving me to doctor's appointments because they're going to have to clock out when I go back into the doctor's office anyway, so why drive me there? Second of all, when I am in the waiting room, they can wait with me and get paid, but as soon as I go back into the doctor's office, they have to clock out and do not get paid for the time that I spend in the doctor's office. This means that if I had an emergency while I was waiting for the doctor to come in between the nurse's intake and the doctor coming in, I would have to call for a nurse to help me because my PCA would not be able to get paid as long as the nurse/doctor was being paid. This would inconvenience the nurse and call her away from other patients who might need her expert medical knowledge in order for me to use the bathroom when I could just as easily call my PCA or have my PCA with me in case I had to use the bathroom or needed some other assistance while I was in the doctor's office. I spoke to my Medicaid case manager, and she said that I would have to expand my network of non-paid support. I said, how do I go about doing that? She responded, don't you have some friends that you could call upon in an emergency? I replied, yes, but those people work during the day and they can drop what they are doing and come with me to a doctor's appointment. She said that she could not help me further and that was the law. I do not fault her. I fault the law because this is a ridiculous and unreasonable law that needs to be fixed. I call upon my congressman and the current governor of North Carolina, Governor Cooper, to do something about this. This is unreasonable and unfair for the reasons I have outlined previously in this episode. Second of all, I receive home health care from a sub-Medicaid program that pays for CNAs and PCAs to take care of me during the day when my parents work. Because I live with my parents and am a member of a household of 5 individuals, my mom and dad have to work during the day to support all of us and do not have the opportunity to stay home with me and take care of me. Nor should they be obligated because I am an adult. Usually, the program works smoothly because they have contracted with various agencies that provide me services of a CNA or a PCA and a supervisor, along with other services, free of charge to me as a part of my Medicaid while my mom and dad are at work. It is standard procedure within some of these agencies, including my agency, that if there is inclement weather, that they should call their clients and ensure that they have a plan in place in case staff cannot reach them in the event of a winter weather emergency. That is, if there's ice, snow, or sleet on the ground. Now, for me, I'm lucky because my mom is a teacher in the school system, and usually, when there is a weather emergency, she is able to take off work. But in the event that my mom and dad could not take off of work, or that she was not around, or was sick or dead and unable to take care of me, what would I do in a winter emergency? I would have to rely on those unpaid sources of help again. Please be aware that I am not faulting the agency that I work with through my Medicaid program, which I have elected to keep unnamed for its privacy, and I do not fault the person who is in charge of sending aides or CNAs or PCAs out to my house. And I understand that there are government protocols in place that they need to carry out in the event of an emergency. But I asked you, the governor, and my congressman, what am I supposed to do if I don't have unpaid resources that will come take care of me? Not that my friends would be unwilling to come to me if I was unable to take care of myself and I needed assistance and I called on them, but that you have to realize that most of my friends rather are at work or have their own lives and can't drop what they're doing and come take care of me. Am I supposed to pull available people out of the air? Or am I just supposed to remain calm and in bed and hope to God nothing happens to me in the interim until someone is able to take care of me? Again, the point of this episode is not to throw guilt or shame on anyone, including my staff at the agency, my PCAs, CNAs, or my congressman and Governor Roy Cooper, or whoever the North Carolina governor is at the time that you're watching this. But it's just to raise awareness of what people who cannot take care of themselves during a weather emergency might be going through. If you are in a position to change the law or the policies in place, please do so. And if you are aware of a person that is a shut-in and unable to take care of themselves and would be unsafe or even lonely in an emergency, please go check on them and make sure that they are okay. Even if they have staff or nurses available, a lot of the diseases and conditions they carry are not communicable, and you will not be interfering with their care if you just go over and check on them to make sure that they are okay, or maybe just call them on the phone and talk to them in case they are lonely. I myself need to do this, but for now I am making this video in order to raise awareness of this problem in the greater society. As I have said before in my videos, I do not believe that any of these policies or procedures or habits are deliberately perpetrated by the able-bodied people onto the disabled people in order to keep them down. I believe that they are just policies in place that we need to keep an open dialogue that is both civil and informative in order to raise awareness of these issues and to develop better ways of responding to weather emergencies and other issues relating to the welfare of shut-ins and disabled people unable to take care of themselves. Thank you. I am Josh Lindsey, and this has been another episode of Josh T. Lindsey TV. This has been episode 10. If you would like to see more episodes where I talk about issues relating to me as a person with a disability, me as a Christian, and where I showcase my acting talent in either recitation of the Bible or short plays. Please subscribe below. Thank you for listening to this episode of Joshua T. Lindsey TV. I'll see you next time for episode 11 of Joshua T. Lindsey TV. Have a good night. God bless you. And keep safe in this storm. I will be praying for you. And especially if you are a shut-in, please know that you can contact me and that I am thinking and praying for you. Thank you and have a good night.